And then I'm going to sweep this up again, okay? Oh, God.
I see.
Oh. This is kind of, we haven't been out here for a week. Hey, come on.
Let's go.
Yeah, we're going to go in the back. Come on. Yes, it's beautiful out. It's...
Keep going.
That looks like in there. It's not going to look very great with the pictures. Like I said, I want to plant up on that one. Yes, there's Twinkie Bell. And then back this corner, I want to do something with it. There's no reason why I couldn't plant in that corner like I was going to. Come on, Twinkie Bell. Put them upstairs. I don't know what to do with. Oh, it's time for a drinky poo. No kidding. It is much darker in here right now than what it was, just because of the changing light levels and where we've moved lamps. And it's got nothing to do with it, the curtains closed. It has to do with the way the light is reflecting. Yeah, well, that's what I was doing Tuesday when you were in the hospital, was picking stuff up for you. Okay?
In fact, this is bigger than a lot of RVs.
So,
and it is about the size.
There's one or two of them upstairs. I just don't know if I want to go get them right now. I need to go in there when Kevin's not watching a movie and bring them down on the side, dust them off. One there, and then you stick something up there, and it will help. And you have to dust this stuff. And when you dust it, then you take that and it should go downstairs and be shook out.
No, it's downstairs around the corner.
But right now the idea is those things are up on the bed. There's no hoisting this stuff.
It's irrelevant. There's a car.
You have to climb up there and look. If you have to, it should slide to the bed, and it's a small.
Some of the boxes on the stairs
and it has actually opened up some kind of space
here. You cannot cope in here with that.
I know, I changed up. I would like to be able to say they would make it up on something, but I don't have that. Their beds. There. We're here, and I managed to see the line first, so that's kind of good. Okay, we're going that away. What?
You're being waved at.
Who? Oh, okay. Who?
Is it Angela?
That's who I think it is. I don't know. I'm not wearing my an orange shirt, but that's beside the point. Put the other on and be done with it. Yeah, if he hadn't quite parked like that, I would have put that there. Do you think I can manage to get the van into that area? Yeah.
There's only one parking spot. He's halfway in it.
Well, this is the thing. So we'll go see if we can figure out where Angela is. Go that way.
Hello, Ty, Tim.
How are you doing?
Good, good. Long time no see. Love the hug. I know you want a hug.
Oh yeah, I know. I want a hug. I always want a hug.
Yeah.
Where am I going to get you parked? Let's see if we can get you down that way. Over here. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Come on. Hello, my dear. Okay, just wait. Hi. So are we drumming with Eddie? I didn't wear orange, but I guess that's okay. I'll put my mask on.
They'll give one of those on.
Okay.
But yeah, I think so.
If I could get him parked down here.
Down where?
I've got benches over there too.
Have you? If I
Yeah.
can get him parked.
Sure.
Okay. Like, or maybe over here towards, yeah, bring it down here and maybe tuck it in near Angela. How you doing? Hi.
How you doing, darling?
I'm alive. That's about all. I took him in unconscious on Monday again.
You took what?
Him into hospital on Monday unconscious.
Oh, no, really?
I've been living whatever.
Oh.
Somebody gifted a air conditioner. I spent 2 days getting that in with somebody. I called everybody to help. It's that heavy. Here's the thing. It's hotter upstairs still than it is right. Like, and so when I go home, I'm going to do that one again. We're going to go get him parked someplace. There's a good idea. Where can I park him?
He's already parked.
Well, that's good. Then I'll go find my drop.
Hey, look, there's a space for you beside him too, dear.
You want me over there? Oh my goodness.
I'm not saying that I want you over there, but
Are you coming over there?
Of course I am.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good.
I'm gonna come over here. My wife's sitting here.
Well, see, I brought the walker because I didn't know what to do with him.
And come on. I brought Siobhan, the wonderful Siobhan.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, good stuff.
Well, she showed up.
Okay, Siobhan.
Are you also wonderful?
Yes, this is Kai.
Hi, Kai.
No, I'm a royal bitch. I'm dealing with Tim's chronic illness. Is that good enough? Okay, I'm being honest, right?
Honesty is good.
You're beautiful.
Thank
And
you.
I never did find that. It's just been a roller coaster, and we're at least here. But I'm gonna get him organized. So where do we know this lovely woman from?
There's still 3 topics.
The scary world we're in, my friend.
Pardon me?
The scary world we're in.
You know, I was talking to my mother-in-law this morning, and I said to her, I know this sounds bad, but I'm grateful I have no children because I get scared of what's going to be left for them, you know?
Oh, I don't know what anybody's going to do. I really don't. I mean, I think about climate change back in the 70s.
Is this on?
To a certain extent, I guess I'm learning to do these things again. But I always had trucks. And I'll tell you what, if you guys were on a bunch of, like, a bike run, a truck run, it didn't matter. You wanted me with you, okay? It was like the MacGyver, Mad Max thing. I still have stuff packed like that. So people used to call me Max. So the running joke in the 70s, 80s, 90s was, okay, I'll see you in the wasteland. I never thought we were going to get there. And I ran into a wonderful woman. She's a Douglas out by Agassiz Rosedale Bridge because it was cool, you know, like one of the hot days. The water at least felt a little cool. And she said, and you know, I think the thing is, none of us ever knew it was going to be like this. And if we did, we didn't know what to do. And that's the second part of it. If we did think that in even 2000, I didn't know what to do. And now I don't know if any of us, what do we do? Multinationals are running the game.
We just do our part. Like little things that we can do at home, like simple things that don't seem like they have a big impact. If we all did those things, it would have a big impact, right? Taking better care.
Where is yours
You're
broke?
talking about like the earth, right?
I'm talking about just everything.
Yeah.
You got it. Yep. Yeah, just everything.
I got to take the cast off in March or April. March or April, I got to take the cast
Oh
off.
my goodness.
And my doctor said, he goes, okay, just to let you know, just because you have the cast off, you're not all better. He goes, it's going to take at least a year,
At
maybe
least
more,
that. Oh my goodness.
for your foot to properly heal. And I'm like, oh my God, whatever.
Where did you get that?
What?
Are they handing those out?
Go see Dion.
I've already had one.
Dion, where's Dion? Who's got him? I'm gonna find him one.
Dion is right there.
Here, let's find him something. Is there a muffin?
Yep. And those
You guys
properties.
want to get him that?
He knows. He said, can you go on in line when we want to go?
Okay, one of those.
Probably shouldn't do that.
Yeah. He didn't call for everybody to jump.
I know, I just
Angela's up there, that's all that matters.
Okay?
Here, take some pictures. And put this someplace it's not going to get dropped. Here, you're playing with that, right?
shirt today.
That is gorgeous. You guys did it? You guys did them?
Oh, I made the shirt.
Oh, wow.
To share our medicine, to share our love medicine,
And then
sending out our good thoughts, our good feelings,
turn this way, and I'm going to try
our
to take
prayers.
pictures.
Our prayers to all the ones who didn't make it back home, all the families whose little ones never made it back home. We're here to honor those families and those communities all across Canada. The Kamloops, they were the first ones to find the little ones. There were 215 plus. Now they're in Saskatchewan, there's some 751, and other schools are finding the little ones who have not made it back home either. Even in our territory here at St. Mary's residential school. And more work is going to be done at those two schools in our territory, Kokalitsa and St. Mary's. So we have a lot of healing to do. And July the 1st, this is a good day, you know, for us, for Canada, you know, to remember, for Canada to wake up, for Canada to acknowledge and be on a good road towards the healing that we need to take, we need to undertake, to build good relationships with one another. Our ancestors always taught us, always left the message that we need to live together in a good way. And that means in today's world, we all, as human beings, have to live together in a good way. In the Indian residential schools, we weren't even considered humans. We weren't we weren't valued in the early days of the Indian residential school legacy. And they thought that it would be, taking the Indian out of the Indian child so that indigenous people would disappear and we wouldn't be here anymore. But we're happy to say that the Indian residential school failed to do that. The Indian residential school, we didn't allow them to do this. We're here today, we're alive, and we're also leaving a legacy of our values, our vision, and our whole world view that resonates with all those who now believe that we need to make a paradigm shift towards clean energy technology and clean energy. Because we are witnessing now what happened up in Lytton. People had to flee on 15 minutes notice away from their homes, finding out that some of their homes have been burnt down. So we have much to offer the world in terms of what we value, in terms of what we, in terms of our spiritual practices. In today's world, we've gone down a path of materialism with science and technology, and what the world needs more than ever is for us to embrace spirituality and interweave spirituality with technology and science in a way that will make that paradigm shift so that we can leave a beautiful and good world for future generations. And that is a vision. That is a vision that we carry, you know, as group of people. And many scientists and many leaders around the world are starting to recognize this. He's a really good friend to the Stalo people and to all the indigenous people who come to our territory here. And he is, we're honored that he has devoted some of his precious time to come and be with us and to share a few words of encouragement, because he's always active in reaching out and doing what he can, you know, with his counsel to build those good relationships. So
after the call from Eddie, I was trying to put words together and to say the right things, and I really struggled with that, and I did some research, and I'll apologize, but I'm going to read the words that I came up with, and to me, they really resonated with me. Take time to respect. Remember, reflect on First Nations people in our role in reconciliation and in moving forward.
I'd like to recognize that I'm speaking to you today from the unceded territory of the Stalo people as well. You know, July 1st is usually a day that Canadians come together and celebrate. But after the discoveries, and I don't think we can call them discoveries, they're more recoveries, because we always knew that the children did not come back from residential school. But I think now that we have the evidence of it staring us very hard in the face, it is starting to take the veil from settlers' eyes in in Canada. And so we have to come to terms with this. And it's going to be a lot of hard work. Reconciliation is going to be a lot of hard work. And it's going to require us to really face some hard truths about the privilege that we do have, and also about the things that we're doing to continue.
And I stand here before you today. I represent the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of children who went to residential school, but not as themselves, but as a number, as a head count. I don't know if any of you have ever heard that term before, the head count. We know of all the children who never made it. The residential schools, they got money for every child that attended. So if that child's head was missing to count, they would yank some native kid off the street and put him in there to count their head so they could still get paid. And that's what I was, not once, but twice, 3 times in my childhood. They took me and put me into residential school to be a head count. When I applied for the residential school money, there was no record of me ever being anywhere. A fellow survivor came up to me and he said, "They're never going to find you because you were a head count." And he explained to me what I just explained to you. So for every child that we have, that we're finding that are missing, there was me or someone else like me that were put into the residential schools just to be a head count. And yes, while we were there, we suffered every abuse that you could think of. Over and over and over again, the whole time we were there. Many of us survivors, we have nightmares, and we have those nightmares until the day we take our last breath.
Sing the song, you guys are going to recognize the drum beat.
And the third push-up comes.
I know. Yeah, that's a good idea. I like it on this. I live celebrations together. Or even on that.
I feel quite
just
saddened by the fact that I maybe contributed in some way to the deaths of those children that I have found at Hamlet's. And I just wanted to share this with you. And I didn't bring any tissues with me today, but I really am here. Thank you for letting me speak.
Hi, nanas kumon. Mama Jason no tawi mau. Mioya wenan ma. Ipin kis kaman dia bet nanas kumon. Kahio isino. Kagi mo tutna. Kagi mas kamgawya hanma. I want you to reach out again to your history, to your children so that you can teach them your mother language. And I have to do that too, and
Only getting 50 cents an
I
hour.
am originally from northern Alberta and
I have to
Hartland
do in
Creek.
different areas, and I
And
only
I
went to grade 4
my
in
territory-
elementary school, so I didn't have much of an
Well,
education
40 years or so
to be able
ago,
to get the big salaries that most people are used to getting. So I worked on the extra game and some fences and so on. Up down for 3-4 years after I left residential school. It was teaching me that I had to ignore my own people. So today, when the education is happening, it's a lot different than when I went to residential school. It's been a sad situation for a lot of Native people in this country, Canada. They expected us, all of us Native people, to give up what is rightfully ours, to dishonor you because they wanted to do with the. And unfortunately, even the people that feel that they have a right to the buildings that they have here, eventually you're going to have to repay the things that you stole, whether you like it or not. I have grandchildren and great-grandchildren, but they're in Williams Lake. And when I get back there again here I'm going to have to tell them about all the garbage that I have to put up with. We as Native people have had to put up with. Like I say, I'm Woodland Cree, and I left my territory about 45, 50, 55, 60 years ago when I left my area. When I came to British Columbia, and I spent 30 years in Williams Lake. Spent 30 years trying to acknowledge and let people know of the garbage that I had to put up with in residential school. And the one good thing that happened as part of the time that I was there was the Chilcotin people eventually claimed their own territory. And they were acknowledged by government that it was their land. You know, I hope that the Canadian people, the non-native Canadian people, have finally gotten the message
but the harm that they laid on us as Native people. To our children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren also put up with to take the pride of my own people. I have to. As a survivor of all the garbage that was laid on me. I ended up in jail a few times, but that was my own activity. And I messed up my hand in Williams Lake. I spent 30 years in Williams Lake, and when I first got to Williams Lake in 1957, I couldn't stand on the sidewalk. You know, I didn't realize at the time it was just stupidity of people that tried to prevent me from walking on the sidewalk. I had to walk on the street, and then I decided if I'm going to turn this morning, I'm going to have to walk on the sidewalk, whether you like it or not.
to all these women that they call witches. They kept us in the dark. They shoved this Catholicism down our throat, and they totally kept us in the dark about what they were actually doing. It was okay to abuse and murder thousands of Indigenous people because, hey, they were just Indians. It was okay to murder thousands of women because, hey, they were just witches. They used to say, we burned the witches. They never burned no witches. They burned women. And they justified it by saying they were witches. And then they killed Indigenous people. And they justified it by saying, oh, they were just natives. How is it that in 20 years of being in Catholic church and Catholic school, not once did they mention, any of them mentioned to me, what the heck they were doing? I say, the Catholic Church has had way too much power, way too much control, and way too much money.
It took me a lot of courage to come up here.
It's time for land,
I'm
take
ready
it,
to
give it back where it belongs to the Indigenous people.
And this coming up has made me realize a lot of stuff. It made me realize why I didn't know why I was angry so long ago, raising up my own child, and this came up and it made me realize that's why I was so angry. And now, my only child, I'm not able to have a mother-daughter relationship with her, and it really hurts me. So I would encourage other parents out there, because I know it's not our fault, but to forgive and forget, because we weren't taught love in residential school. They abused us, and that's what was taught to us. And therefore, we weren't able back then to show them love. I'm struggling again, but at least this time I understand why I'm so angry, and why I'm struggling, and why I'm drinking again, just so I can block out whatever happened to me in residential school, which I want to keep it blocked out because I don't want to remember it. And I want those children, please, forgive your parents, because you're lucky to have them yet.
I even put a post on
I don't have my mother yet.
And I said you can read it if you want to. And it's just me wanting to create awareness and educate people about our past that still affects our present. Because with my mom going to residential school, she's 88, she just turned 88 June 25th. And she came from a family of 18 kids from Statler Nation. I didn't know about residential school until college myself. I didn't know. I always wondered, what are they speaking, that language? I don't know what they're saying. I wanted to know what they're saying, and finding out that they were taught not to speak it. I have an auntie that's still here today that she said, I don't know why they kept hitting me with the ruler every time I spoke when I went to this school. Because they're trying to teach her not to speak her language. And my mom's generation, that's all they knew was the native language. Then they learned English. But, you know, I am part Caucasian. My dad comes from McGrath in Rosedale, McGrath Road. But I grew up in my mom's family, and I started my culture, my spirituality later in life, and now I teach my grandkids. I couldn't teach my kids because I didn't know, I didn't carry the drum or anything like that. I didn't do smudging or cedar brushing or anything, and now I teach my grandkids, and my 9-year-old grandson wants to be a medicine teacher. because I teach them about medicines, and I didn't really know what I was going to say, but just learn about who we are as First Nations people. And I put on that post, become our ally, not our enemy, and assume things about us, get to know who we are, and just walk beside us, you know. I'm proud of who I am. I grew up in my mom's family, and that's all I know is my First Nations identity. I don't really know my dad's side of the family, but just become our friends. And I got actually 700 or maybe 800 likes on my post, even though Good Life from Chilliwack, that's not stuff that's supposed to be on there, but I just wanted the people to understand that it's not just the ones that went to residential school that it affected us. I even told my grandson, because both your great-grandmas went, we don't know our language. I try to teach him, I'm trying to learn, and I'm 50 years old. It's not that easy. But I feel like a part of me is missing because I don't know how to speak my language. And I'm really proud of Brandy. I don't know if she's still standing in line for the washroom, but I put my hand up to her. She reached out to me because I don't know if anybody of you heard about her Saskatchewan friends after the findings came up. I told her it was put in your lap for a reason. So you need to follow with the work. There she is right there. Can everybody clap for Brandy? So I had to help de-stress her because he's like, oh my God, should we have food? But Bannock was like, no, just bring water. But I've known her since 2006.
First Nations or
I
not,
used to be her youth worker, but I won't go there.
if you go on Facebook, Facebook has been flooded with people saying, don't celebrate Canada Day, don't celebrate Canada Day. The Facebook has been flooded. Burn the churches down, burn the churches down. I'm here to tell you today we don't celebrate Canada Day. Today we stand together as one to mourn the losses of the hundreds, if not thousands of children that never made it home from residential school. I'm not saying it's not Canada Day. I'm not saying don't celebrate. I'm thanking you. My hands go up to you for mourning with us because it hurts. Maybe next year we can all celebrate Canada Day together as one. Maybe next year. But today we mourn. And I want to thank you for everybody who showed up to help us do that. Oh, yeah.
I want to speak specifically to the other settlers here. It took me going to Afghanistan to realize how much this government likes to force its objectives on other nations. We had no business being in that country. We had no business, my ancestors being here. And I just want to challenge the other settlers here that the work isn't done today. Our responsibility as allies is to raise our voice and to lift up the voice of the First Nations people. Our job, now that they're a minority because of this genocide, our job is to join them and raise their voices. I'm supposed to be the symbol of a patriot as a veteran. I just want to tell you that I have pride in people who are from Canada and to do good things. I have pride in the beauty of Turtle Island. I have pride in what I know that we can offer in this nation as opposed to other nations. But we don't need to have pride for what we were taught in school, which we know now is wrong. We need to lift up these voices and it doesn't end today.
We're going to call
That's all I have to say.
Chris Gosling, come forward. Right here. Where's Chris? Did he leave? Oh, well, it's too late. Yeah, well, Chris Gosling Corporal Chris Goslin is a friend and ally of the indigenous people who share this territory with the Saulteaux people here. And he reached out right away when he found out that there was a gathering that was going to take place. And he wanted to make sure that that there were officers here that would ensure that everybody was going to be safe, that there were no crazy people around here who were going to disrupt things. And so he's a great big guy, and I wanted to stand beside him and get everybody to really thank him, and we're going to cover him with respect, you know, give him a blanket and a card of gratitude for doing the good work that he did, that he always does. And step forward. I wanted to let everybody know that this great big guy, thank you for stepping out and telling your story. We believe you, we respect you, we honor you, and you belong. And yes, many of us were ashamed to be First Nations. We were ashamed of the color of our skin. But today we're proud. We're proud people. We come from a great civilization. We have a lot to offer the world. We have much talent and skills, and a strong, powerful spirit that will never die. We will ask for every little one here wants to share. Give her a round of applause. She's happy to be here. Let's give her a big round of applause. Look at her running around dancing. Yay! That's one. The little ones a long time ago needed to be free and be happy as she is today. We're going to have her sing a song.
This is running.
We're going to play the flute, and we'll have a kind of a heartbeat that goes with the flute. So I will ask Arnie to explain his beautiful, beautiful flute song, Hosia. Give him a big round of applause.
ACL Lahuste Squee. Chilis Swasta Els. My ancestral name is Lahush. It comes from Port Douglas. My mother is Statlium and my father is Stolo. My mother, my life giver, attended St. Mary's Residential St. Mary's. And I remember playing soccer against him. And many of my cousins that were there, I used to wonder why they couldn't come home. I actually asked them, come home, I want to play with you. They said, we can't leave. And at that point, I never understood. Nobody explained to me why they were there. But today, I have an understanding that more clearly now, because of these findings, that what I was told by my mother is ever so true. So with that, I want to play my flute for all the survivors here. I want to thank you all for what you do.
You're not still doing that.
Oh, you shut up.
Hold on, I'll go with you.
Okay.
And then I'll give you the whole lecture about how with Tim right now is making me crazy. Oh boy. How are you doing? It's the foot.
It's a lot of things.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I know I'm supposed to quit, but see this residential school crap?
What the hell is that?
That's why I started.
I'm never
that's
sure
why I
if it's
still
my
smoke.
mask.
What?
I said I'm never sure if I've got my mask.
Get that out of your mouth.
Right here. Get that out of here.
I had to cut down to almost quitting, and then I couldn't.
He's basically off of them. Basically. But it's, I don't know.
Oh, Nancy Cuddy is still here.
Who's she at? Oh.
Somebody was asking me where she was, and I was like, I don't know. I can't see where I don't know where she was sitting. She just came up and hugged me. There was an elderly lady who came and talked to me, and she said, Victor. She goes, I know that name. And I went, Patty Victor? And she goes, yeah.
So, on a side note, because you'll at least like this story, I think. So, on one of the hot days, I had him out for a drive. We ended up down by the better, Agassiz, Coastal Bridge, because my bright idea was the water channeling through is going to feel like a bit of cool air. Well, it did. So there's this lovely woman down there, and I won't tell her name, because, I won't. And, blah, 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 blah. And I said, oh, and you're from Ocean? Yeah. I said, I am. She says, oh, well, you could sneak on to over whatever, whether this is a great spot. I said, I won't sneak. Why? Because I knew Andrew when he was this high. Now he's this high, and I call him my friend. I debated standing up there, take things up and giving anybody white here just my preaching sermon, which is basically, excuse me, you want to make a difference? Sneak on, right? You go learn.
Because I look like a sneaky person.
It will change what's happening in dominant society. I don't know, and I don't usually offend. Sometimes I do in communities, some of the older ones, but really that idea of we get indigenous languages. Listen, I don't mean on tape.
We're going. You told me yesterday or whatever. I said that you wanted to bring me here, so I said we're going. Put all your feelings aside, and you're coming. We had to stop and have a talk way before we got here. Because they were arguing amongst each other. And I'm like, enough. It's not about you two today.
Next year, maybe. Next year. This year. This is this year. And next year, maybe together. That's after I get a couple of the churches to open their doors and learn language. Or work with me. Not just indigenous.
See, and I forgot to finish what I was saying. I forgot to say, burning down the churches is not a solution.
Exactly.
And I forgot to say that.
But that was my point with one pastor, and they do rock and roll music and everything. I mean, he's the only one so far open to it. And I said, really, you want to meet needs? This is how you're going to do it, because you're going to, maybe teaching is red and white together.
Yeah.
I said, that's where it's at.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Randy Mayday.
Look at this.
Spark this gathering to get it going. Give her a big round of applause, everybody. Her and Trevor McDonald and Dion McGrath and others who answered the call to help out. We raise our hands to them and thank them as well. Today, we need to take maybe a minute who has to flee their homes to honor in 15 minutes notice. Some didn't even have a shirt on their back. They had to run. They had to run away from the dangerous fires. And some of those homes are are destroyed now by fire. So there are people who have fled to Merritt, and there are some of the Lytton people have come down to Shway Village. So our hands go up to the Shway Village for opening their hall, for welcoming them, for taking care of those people. So we'll take a moment of silence for them. Olusia. Good thoughts and feelings for those people who are suffering right now. At this time, we want to close up today's gathering, and we know we have survivors amongst us, and what we want to do is call the survivors up, be in a circle, and we're going to ask all the people to come around them, all the people to come and surround the survivors. So the survivors, we ask you to get up so we can stand you up and show our gratitude, our love, and our respect for not allowing the Indian residential school to take the Indian out of you. Oh, see that.
standing behind us in this good
I'm hoping Eddie does it actually. I'm gonna go find out. Hi. It's so muggy, isn't it? So are you at another job now?
No, I'm still at McCammon until Tuesday.
Until Tuesday? Okay. Okay, darling. Take it easy, okay?
You guys going?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get him headed out.
Have you guys been over to our house for pancakes yet?
Nope.
We gotta do that.
We probably should. You call me. So I'm gonna go recognize each other in the wasteland, and you're gonna wait, and then we're gonna go home, and we're gonna do a bunch of other stuff. I'm gonna send you my address. Yeah, I really don't always know what to do with him, and you know what? I'm headed for the bathroom, like you and Billy. Is there a lineup?
Yes.
Okay, I'll make it to home then.
No, it won't be that long.
Oh. Okay. Tim, we're over this way.